Hello, everybody. My name's Jimmy Smith. I am the founder and owner of West London Wine School, and welcome to West London Wine School's virtual online system. This is a slide presentation on grape varieties on Malbec. This is our intermediate version. So this is ideal for those of you that are studying WSET Level 2 or any kind of equivalent around the world. If you require more information about the Malbec history, the etymology, the viticulture, vinification, and so on, please look at our advanced version, which you'll find a link in the description underneath the video. So let's just move on to Malbec at an intermediate level. Before we do, my name, remember, is Jimmy Smith. I am at Wine with Jimmy on Twitter and Instagram, so please get in touch with any comments or questions. Otherwise, we have our two wine schools, West London Wine School in Fulham, London, and South London Wine School in Greenwich and Streatham in South London. We also have a wonderful, funky, cool wine bar called Streatham Wine House. So next time you're in London, please come and see us for a class or for a glass. So let's move on to a bit about Malbec. So Malbec as a variety is from the southwest of France. Now that surprises some people because of course we find most of it today from Argentina, but it is originally from the southwest of France, and its kind of hotspot, its spiritual home, is Cahors, which is somewhere between Bordeaux and the Pyrenees in the Lot department in the southwest of France. As mentioned, most widely planted, over 40,000 hectares of it today, by far the most in the world, in Argentina, specifically Mendoza, which you really need to know for WSET Level 2. It is a grape variety which gravitates towards warm climates. It needs heat, it needs sunlight to ripen and function. So best in warm climates like the southwest of France or like Mendoza, Argentina. In Argentina, though, it gets a little bit too hot and quite dry. So it is grown at altitudes, normally from around 400-500 meters up to in the 2000s, and even sometimes a little bit more beyond that. So it likes high altitudes, and that's a lot higher than most vineyards across most of Europe. Some of Europe's most highest vineyards are 1,200 meters. So 2,500 is two times more in Argentina, and that's to give a bit of balance, an environmental balance with the wines. So there is a balance between its acids, its tannins, and its flavors, because it's super hot and dry in Argentina. The wines that are produced, though, do tend to be quite deeply colored with this kind of lovely sort of purpley, bluey, blacky color when they are quite complex, quite full-bodied and rich, with quite sweet, ripe tannins behind them. They are quite crowd-pleasing wines if they're affordable. They don't tend to annoy anybody with high acid levels or high tannin levels in terms of bitter tannin levels. So they do tend to be quite well desired, hence why they're one of the biggest productions around the world as an international style. Now, you will find it as a single varietal Malbec, so it is found on its own. Certainly in Argentina, that's very classic. But to sort of balance it out a little bit, or add a bit more ageability, or even to kind of smooth out the rough edges that you'll find in southwest of France, it will be blended with Bordeaux varieties, with Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. So this happens in Argentina. It also happens in the southwest of France. And also you will find with more premium examples that oak can be quite prominent. Certainly you'll find smoky tobacco notes in there, vanilla, coconut, chocolate, also found depending on the origin and the size of the oak. But yes, oak is used for Malbec styles. It works quite well with it. You really only need to know that Malbec is significantly produced in Argentina and in Mendoza. And Mendoza is one of the biggest wine regions in the world. There's around 40,000 hectares of Malbec alone in that area. So it's a very significant production, making a range of styles, but generally very sweet and jammy with lots of fruit flavors and spice. And that brings me to the final slide, the styles you tend to get. So let's go through the characteristics. Characteristics, full-bodied, often towards high alcohol. Acids tend to be quite balanced, and then your tannins can be high, but they're often quite sweet and ripe and not so bitter. And then its flavors and aromas tend to be either very sweet red or black. So you'll find things like sweet strawberry cherry notes that are more liqueur-like, but Then black, like blackcurrant, blackberry, and things like black cherry, often all liqueur of those as well. If they are overripe, it tends to be a bit dried fruited. You'll find spice like black pepper, like licorice, and like cloves. And then you'll find oak-based characters like chocolate and oakiness and smoke and cedar. Quite complex, but big, sweet, sort of central core to the wine, then with lots of spice behind it. So thank you so much for your time. My name's been Jimmy Smith. This has been the short intermediate version. If you require more information, you're interested in learning more about Malbec, please check out our advanced version in the description below the video. There's all of our links again. My name's been Jimmy Smith. Thank you for your time. Speak to you soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.